This is Daily Armenia, ＳiviLNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Staff at the International Committee of the Red Cross have paid their visit for the month of August to ethnic Armenian detainees in Azerbaijan, according to the humanitarian organization's branch in Armenia. All detained Armenians who are in Azerbaijan and whose names have been confirmed by the country's authorities were included in the visit, spokesperson Zara Amatuni told the Armen press news agency today. That refers to the 23 Armenians, including 8 former senior Nagorno-Karabakh officials who Azerbaijan acknowledges holding. Senior Armenian officials and Armenian human rights lawyers, however, say there is evidence dozens more Armenians are also held there. The visit allowed the ICRC to evaluate detainees' health and the conditions they are being held in, as well as for detainees to contact their relatives. In other news, Azerbaijan appeared to continue targeting prominent peace and democracy activists over the weekend, detaining writer Samad Shikhi at the Baku airport last Friday, before releasing him the next day. Shikhi has so far not commented publicly on the matter. Shikhi had been reporting on social media about the detention earlier last week of fellow activist Baruz Samadov, who has since been charged with treason and given a term of 4 months pre-trial detention. Samadov has maintained his innocence, saying he has never betrayed his country and reportedly beginning a hunger strike in protest. Nurlan Libre, an Azerbaijani journalist, told the Tbilisi-based news site OC Media last Friday that Shikhi and Samadov's detentions represented the start of another wave of repression and arrests of peace activists. This all comes amid an ongoing crackdown over the past year in Azerbaijan to silence opposition politicians and independent journalists, even as the country gears up to host this year's COP29 Global Climate Summit in November. The heads of Armenia's diplomatic missions around the world gathered in Yerevan today for an annual workshop headed by Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and President Vahagn Khachaturian. In his address, Pashinyan laid out Armenia's foreign policy priorities, as well as the challenges the country is facing and possible solutions, according to a press release from his office. Additional details were not made immediately available. Under Pashinyan, Armenia has made a notable foreign policy shift away from Russia and other traditional allies in the former Soviet Union, and toward the European Union and United States. Most notably, Washington and Yerevan agreed earlier this month to upgrade relations to the level of a Strategic Partnership Commission, a deeper format of cooperation that Washington already has with Georgia and Ukraine, among other countries. We recommend ＳiviLNet's new broadcast of a lecture last month by Mark Grigoryan, the former director of Armenia's National Museum of Architecture, about Yerevan's evolution from its foundation millennia ago to the present day. Here's an excerpt about the post-World War II Soviet plan which turned Yerevan into the center of the Armenian world. You can also take a look at Business Week Armenia, ＳiviLNet's weekly roundup of economic headlines. In the latest digest, the Armenian government says it has not received any official complaints from Russia about the quality of the country's multi-million-dollar brandy exports, after Moscow-based consumer rights and lobbying groups claimed the spirits do not meet international safety standards. In addition, Armenia revised down its GDP growth figure for last year to 8.3% from 8.7%, shaving off some $134 million in value from its original estimate. Armenia also revised down its GDP growth figure for the first quarter of this year to 6.6% from 9.2%. That means Armenia's economy is not on track to meet the government's target of 7% growth for this year. You can find a link to both these videos in the description below and on our website, civilnet.am. And finally, the SiviLNet number of the day is 171. That's because 171 new buses plus 15 new trolley buses are on their way to Yerevan, Deputy Mayor Suren Grigoryan told the Armen press news agency today. They are expected to arrive by the end of next month, part of a plan to expand and modernize Yerevan's public transit system, which is also set to see fare prices rise substantially. And as always, please follow SiviLNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.